Welcome back. Yeah, uh, we, yeah, I'm doing this just as I get home from school, like literally before the clock strikes 3, and that happens in 5 minutes. So I literally just got home from school. Anyway, hello everybody. Today we are going to be working our way through the alternate history scenario once again. I do have a, I do have one idea in mind for today's scenario, but it won't be first. The thing that will be first is that humans are going to try to explore again more north into Greenland. They're going to get something, but they really have to stick to the coast here because uh Greenland it's something that you know is a barren wasteland. So there's not much exploring you can do, and that goes for a lot of other things as well. Now, these guys are going to go and explore up more north, but do you know how do you know how the shield from like the Arctic kind of stops around here? Well, that kind of results in a religious schism. So now the people have brought the religion up here, but the question people are beginning to ask is why isn't this just endless? If this really is the religion we have been promised, then why did that shield just stop? I thought it was supposed to be mystical. And these guys, with they really need a way to come up with this to kind of prevent their entire religion from falling apart. So they have like regional ministers, and one half of them are saying, like, the ones in Florida, they're saying that, guys, everything ends. But the ones over in, say, around Massachusetts area, they're like, oh my goodness, could this be a sign of the world ending? And then these guys, they're starting to hate each other. So where the kind of religious capital is placed, I think in maybe Jersey City, they the the Jersey Cityans, they kind of take an approach on this, and they're like, we're going to support the belief that it just ends naturally, and not that it's like bygone, and not that it's like a sign of the end times, because what are you? And that makes a lot of people upset. So there is a schism in the church, and New England starts to believe a different thing. Now, they're worried that now these guys are worried because they're very close to the capital, like, yeah, and it just keeps on spreading. So in order to stop this, Jersey City is going to start spreading anti blue religion doctrine. And they start spreading that, and in order to encourage the resolve of their people, they begin building more churches, and they kind of show this by building more churches uh in these other areas. So like Wisconsin, UP, all that good stuff, and that is how they kind of spread their resolve. And yeah, so that is kind of crazy. Now we've got a schism in the world's largest religion. But what about the people who are staying up here? They don't really have a state, but there are people who are staying up here, like they are refusing to go back home because of their faith. What do they support? Well, they believe well, they believe that because they're going to run out of land eventually, then then it's sign of the end times. So the entire reason why the purple religion is founded is now part of the blue religion, and the purple religion is really freaking out. So they build more churches, spread more doctrine, kind of encourage the people. They're like, we're not afraid. We're not going to be afraid. They are afraid. And a lot of this is it is making people kind of start to want to doubt the church because come on, this schism is is like this is just childish. So now there are more threats to the religion that yeah, they're just kind of threatened. But in the meanwhile, the purple religion spreads in Cuba. It spreads, yeah, all these islands. It spreads in Leeward Islands and is about to become the official, uh, religion the, of this kind of Caribbean Confederation. I mean, we know that not all of their lands believe in it, but that is a pretty sizable portion of their lands which majority believes in that. So yeah, that's just yeah. But what about the gold religion? What are they doing? Now they're really not doing much. Yeah, you can't expect all of these religions to do much, but they are going out and proselytizing. They're going out saying, "Who wants the word of God?" And as it turns out, a lot of people out here do without having to see without having to fight. So so like all of this is kind of gold now. But anyway, oh yeah, it's also because of just Californian influences. Anyway, in Asia, back to the world back to the normal world map. We have some more conquering of we have some more conquering of Borneo going on. Sulawesi's getting entirely conquered. Uh, just the Indies are, yeah, they're getting, yeah, that is what is going on. And this orange country is about to make what is probably the largest discovery they will make, the Philippines. So yeah, that finishes off like all of Southeast Asia, I think. I mean, if you count all of New Guinea as Oceania, then yeah. But they're like, wow, this is just big. I don't think we really need much other reason to just take it. So yeah, they do take it. And they just kind of start to colonize whatever's in their way at this point. They find new landmass without an owner, colonize. And yeah, that's just what happens. But what about the mainland? Because the mainland, it's already just really difficult yeah, it's just really difficult, and this is a whole bunch of nothing, while this is a whole bunch of something. And this entire rebellion just got independence. So the Orange Country itself is worried that the Pink Country will attack it sometime in the future or something. And it's also very worried that this Purple Country will start being aggressive toward it, especially in the face of kind of threats, as in threats to dominance. And yeah, the that little Indies country grabs up all the rest of the islands. So in the Orange country, they're like, no matter, we have India, so now we can colonize India. So yeah, and they are going to do a little more expanding because remember we haven't hit those like natural boundaries or whatever. I think this is what, yeah, this is definitely where the Himalayas begin to start. So they explore all the way up into Kazakhstan and all the way more into China, more into Mongolia. This lake is this lake is now known, and yeah, everything that's not part of the Tibetan plateau is now known. Uh, and these guys spearhead to make a little enclave of the world that is not yet discovered. So that's what's happening in Asia. Do you remember when I said I had an event planned out for this video? Probably the biggest event of the entire video. And in that event will be another continent getting discovered. And this time it will be Europe. So I know a lot of you have been probably waiting for this, probably waiting for the Europeans to get discovered, but yeah, they start out in Ireland and slowly make their way into the mainland because remember, these guys have boats. So this is what's happening, and yeah, they're going pretty fast through Europe. And they decide to link up. And when they're going to the Greenland colony, they encounter another new land, Iceland. So, yeah, that's actually pretty good. And after that, they see this tiny little strip of land. It is called Gibraltar. And yeah, Europe is proving to be pretty wealthy, and they're not really regretting discovering it. So, by now, news has pretty much reached all of the world, and now they're going to try and link Europe into Asia. So, yeah, they're going to link Europe into Asia via this little Caspian Sea route, and that is going to lead to a lot more of lands being discovered. Just pretty excellent stuff all around. I mean, Europe's a pretty epic continent, even if I don't live there. But yeah, this is everything they did, and they're also just going to explore the rest of North Africa. That land, and yeah, that's just it. But as for the countries, this little pink country will go ahead and lay claim to Ireland, Britain, basically everywhere in Northern Europe that is known yet. I mean, Sweden's not essentially known. They're also claiming Iceland, and I think that's the Faroe Islands right here. Oh yeah, also the Greenland colony too. So that is now the pink country empire. And the green country is going to have and the Appalachian country is going to have an empire too because it's going to set sail out into Iberia and it's going to colonize that. And it will colonize France and yeah. By now, a lot of people are kind of blocked from Europe. I mean, there's no way this Great Lakes country is going to get into it. But so these guys are going to try and make their way, but yeah, they're going to end up first here and then here. So that really wasn't a success. They're just seeing wasteland, and yeah, that is what's going down right now. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I forgot. It was blue. It was the blue country, but yeah. Uh, I don't have that. Yeah. All right. So here is the blue country's empire. That is kind of pathetic when you think about it. But they're gonna go exploring and they're going to stick to the coast because inner Africa, especially when it's not sub-Saharan, is pretty just not just terrain-wise pretty rough when it comes to anything beyond like the coast. So, yeah. And the blue and this teal empire is going to expand their holdings to include the new land. So, yeah. And so some more exploring of Europe is going to happen. We're going to have Sweden, we're going to have Norway, uh Latvia, Russia, just a lot more of Europe is going to be discovered, even the first parts of Finland, but again, those northern parts, they're just really not good for survival. So yeah, a lot of the world is discovered. Uh, we still have, and now the only parts of the, and now the only continent that is, now the only continents that are completely unexplored are Oceania and Antarctica. And wow, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, this is the world, and yeah, it's just how we know it. Um, I'm I think I'm gonna end this episode. Wait, wait a minute. No, no, not you. Get out. Get out, please. Get out. And yeah, 18 minutes. That's probably going to be like 16 or something by the time you're seeing this because things had to be edited out. But yeah, for my last act of this video, I am going to let the Rockies be discovered. Yeah, with the type of terrain that we've discovered, I don't think it would be too far off to say the Rockies would just get discovered by now. But I mean, hey, this is fictional. It's a fictional scenario. And here is the entire world map. Pretty epic, right? A lot of things happen in this episode, and I hope to see you next time.